Good morning, dear students. Are you fine? Fine there? Yes, good. We will see after the end of this pandemic section, and we have so many funds. Okay, whatever it happen, we will face an exam. Okay, now you are facing your board exam. So please don't take any. Please don't be. Please take it as serious, okay? That's I mean, okay? You are facing your board exam, will be your turning point, okay? Okay, students, keep learning. Today, we are going to discuss our previous lesson. Okay, this is the continuation of our previous lesson. In our previous classes, we learned our environment. We started a chapter, our environment, and we were discussed so many things. Okay, we were discussed. Can you say? We were discussed the term ecosystem, the components of ecosystem, then organisms are classified according to their food habitat, then okay, the waste product, they are biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Okay, what is next? Yes, we were discussed the food chain. Okay, food chain and trophic levels. Then different trophic levels. They are primary, secondary, tertiary trophic levels. Okay, flow of energy. Green plants capture energy from the sunlight and convert into food energy. Then from the producers, energy passed to the consumers, then to the decomposers. Okay, all these things we were discussed. At the same time, we should remember one thing: the flow of energy is unidirectional. The flow of energy is always unidirectional. That means energy is passed to the direct waves, unidirectional. Okay, that means green plants that capture energy cannot be reverted back to the sun. Okay, once green plants capture energy, it cannot be reverted back to the sunlight. Same like energy that passed to the herbivores cannot be returned back to the producers. That means energy, the flow of energy is only unidirectional. The pathway of energy that is from sunlight to producers, to herbivores, to carnivores, to top carnivores. That is, green plants include, that is, producers. Producers, the transferring of energy that take part in transferring food energy from producers to consumers. Producers means autotrophs. Then producers to herbivores, that is carnivores. Energy that passed to green plants capture the solar energy that convert into food energy that pass to the next level, that is herbivores. Then comes carnivores and top carnivores. The food trophic level consists of producers, consumers and decomposers. Don't forget that function. That different trophic levels. that pass from producers to herbivores that cannot be come back to the producer. That means the flow of energy is unidirectional. Okay. In your chapter figure 15.3, we can see a food web. What is food web? Many food chains link together and form food web. We can see a food web. This is the example of food web. All these organisms are interconnected here. All these organisms are interconnected. Please read your text and observe the food chain. Okay. Then we already discussed the biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. Okay. Then we use so many pesticides to protect pesticides at the same time chemicals to protect our crop from the infections. Okay, we use so many pesticides and chemicals to protect our crops from disease and pests. Okay, these chemicals are either washed down into the soil or water bodies. The plants are absorbed these chemicals, and by this way the chemicals enter to the food chain. We use chemicals and pesticides to protect our crops from pest and disease. All these are washed down into the soil or water bodies. By this way, the plants absorb the water content along with these chemicals. In that way, the chemicals that enter to the food chain. Okay, chemicals that enter to the food chain. Then what happens next step? The accumulation of chemical will happen, or magnification of chemical. That is termed as biomagnification. 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 The enrichment of chemicals in the food chain is called the biomagnification. From what way chemicals enter to the food chain? We use so many pesticides and chemicals to protect our crops from disease and pest, and these are washed down into the soil or water bodies. From these water bodies, the chemicals enter to the plants absorb these chemicals along with the water. By that way, chemicals that enter to the food chain. Okay. In every food chain, the chemicals goes to enrich or accumulate from producers to the carnivore level. The magnification is termed that is simply the magnification or enrichment of chemicals in the food chain is termed as biomagnification. The concentration of chemicals is very low at lower trophic level, that is in producers. It will enrich or accumulate at the top level of trophic level. Usually human being attain the topmost level in the trophic level. So the concentration of chemical is very low, comparatively very low at lower level, but at higher concentration we can see in top trophic level. Human being occupy the top trophic level, that is we are tertiary consumers. Okay, this is termed as biomagnification. So now you got the idea use vegetables without washing with the turmeric, or try to wash your vegetables that buy from market in turmeric or vinegar or salt for at least half an hour. Okay, by that way we can avoid a maximum concentration of chemicals. Okay, try to cultivate our sufficient vegetables in our surroundings. We all have potential to cultivate vegetables in our surroundings. By that way we can protect ourselves from the diseases. Okay, we have learned what is the flow of energy is always unidirectional. That means energy cannot be reversed back to the what they comes from. For example, producers, that is autotrophs, capture the solar energy and convert into food energy that cannot be revert back to the sun. Like energy that passes from the producers to herbivores cannot be come back to the producers. Same things will happen in the topmost level. Okay, the flow of energy, one thing you should remember, the flow of energy is always unidirectional. Energy cannot be transferred down. Okay, it's wrong. This flow of energy is always unidirectional. Okay, then biomagnification. Biomagnification, simply the enrichment or accumulation of chemicals in the food chain is called biomagnification. The way how chemicals enter the food chain, the pesticides and chemicals we use to protect our crops from pest and disease. Usually they are washed down into the water bodies of the solar system. Plants absorb these chemicals along with their water content or minerals. By that way, that harmful chemicals enter to the food chain. One thing you should remember, the concentration of chemical is always less in lower trophic levels, but very high in higher trophic levels. Human being occupy the topmost trophic level, that is tertiary consumers. Okay, this is called the biomagnification. Okay, I hope you all got that content. Then comes we have discussed about biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. Biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. What is biodegradable substances? These are substances that can be broken down by the action of microorganisms, are called biodegradable substances. Usually they are harmless. Okay. What is non-biodegradable substances? Yes, substances that cannot be broken down by the action of microorganisms are termed as non-biodegradable substances. This is harmful to ourselves and also to the entire world. Okay. Then we say that biodegradable substances are always harmless. But sometimes it has some effect on the environment or earth. Can you say any example? What are the effect of biodegradable substances to the environment? This is one of your questions. Give 2 ways in which biodegradable substances would affect the environment. Can you say? Yes, we feel a foul smell or bad smell. Okay. Yes, during decomposition of the substances, a lot of foul smell or a bad smell will spread around the area or the surrounding area. During decomposition of the substances, lot of foul smell or bad smell will spread the surrounding area. Okay, this is one of the side effect of biodegradable substance. We know that dead bodies are decomposed during the time of decomposition of dead body. We felt a bad smell around the around the area. Okay. Then can you say any more example? First one, during decomposition. During decomposition of the substances, a foul smell or bad smell will spread the surrounding area. Then the place where these biodegradable substances are present with some moisture. The place where these biodegradable substances are present with moisture. During decomposition of the substances, lot of foul smell or bad smell will spread the surrounding area. Then the place where, second one, the place where biodegradable substances are present with some moisture. What happened here? It become breeding ground for the insect. It become breeding ground for insect like mosquito, flies, house flies. And this is the vector in parasite that carrying parasite that cause different diseases. Okay. What we learn? The place where the substances, the place where these biodegradable substances are present with moisture, it becomes the breeding ground for the insect like mosquito and housefly. Okay. Usually these are the vectors for carrying parasite that cause many disease to our cell. These are the side effects of the biodegradable substances. Then substances that accumulation cause substance like, that is biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances, the accumulation of that particular kind of substances cause the enrichment of pollution, that was soil and water pollution. Okay, then we are going to next topic, that is how do our activities affect the environment? How do our activities affect environment? Nowadays, we know that nowadays man is the major threat to the environment. We all are responsible for the imbalance of nature. Okay, so we should try to maintain our nature balance. If nature lost balance, everything will goes. Whatever happened in others, that will happen to us very soon. Okay. Now we are facing one of the effect, that is flat earthquake, and all this have happened by the harmful action of outside to the environment. we, the future generation responsible to conserve our environment. Okay. Can you hear the term ozone? Ozone. The chemical formula of ozone is O3. Ozone. Ozone is a molecule formed by the 3 atoms of oxygen. Ozone is a molecule formed by 3 atoms of oxygen. Okay. Ozone, usually ozone is a protective cover. It's a protective covering for us. Ozone break down into by the action of UV radiation from the sun. The O2 molecule is split into free atoms by the action of O2. Oxygen molecule UV radiation. By the action of UV radiation from the sun, O2 is split into free atoms, that is O plus O. And how ozone formed? Then this single atom is linked with the oxygen molecule to form ozone. Okay, to form O3. This is the formation of O3. Ozone is formed by the action of UV radiation. That is, O2 is split by the action of UV radiation from the sun into single atoms. And again, these single atoms is combined with the normal O2 and to form O3. Okay. At higher level of atmosphere, the ozone is a protective covering for Earth. At higher level of atmosphere, ozone is a protective covering for Earth that prevent the entrance of UV radiation from the sun to the atmosphere. At higher level, the ozone acts as a protective covering for the Earth. How that prevent the entrance of UV radiation from the sun to the atmosphere. But at lower level, ozone causes very serious issues. The dropping down of the drop down of ozone will cause many serious issues into to the lower levels. Okay, the ozone will cause skin cancer and so many other diseases to the lower level. We all are affected. Human beings are also affected with the ozone. Simply, ozone is a protective covering at higher level, but at lower level, ozone acts as a threat to the environment. We discussed how oxygen formed. Oxygen is split by the action of UV radiation. We discussed how ozone produced and the effect of ozone and the benefit of ozone. How ozone produced at the higher level of atmosphere, ozone is spread into free atoms by the action of UV radiation. That means oxygen is split down into 2 free atoms, that is free atoms. Then these free atoms is combined with the oxygen molecule to form O3. At higher level of atmosphere, ozone acts as a protective covering on Earth that prevent the entrance of UV radiation from the sun to the atmosphere. But in lower level, ozone acts as a poison that causes skin cancer in human being. Okay, the amount of ozone in the atmosphere began to drop sharply, or the scientific world will notice this serious problem in 1980s. The drop down of ozone is the scientific world will notice this serious issue in 1980s. That is, this drop down is linked with the activities of synthetic chemicals like chlorofluorocarbon, that is CFC. The dropping down of ozone is linked with the activities of the synthetic chemical, that is CFC, chlorofluorocarbon. So, the UNEP, that means United Nations for Environment, in 1987 take an immediate action to stop the production of CFC. This CFC, that is chlorofluorocarbon, is mainly used in refrigerator and fire extinguishers. The UNEP forced an act in 1987 to stop the production of these synthetic fibers. Nowadays the CFC production is completely removed. By this is one of the threat to the environment, depletion of ozone. We were learned how ozone produced and how they affect the environment. What are the benefits of the environment and what are the demerit to the environment. In 1980, scientific world will notice this serious issue, that is dropping down of ozone. This drop down of ozone is linked with the action of which chemical? Yes, that is chlorofluorocarbon, that is CFC. This is usually this CFC is used in refrigerator and used as fire extinguisher. In 1987, the UNEP, that is United Nations for Environment Program, forced an act to stop the production of CFC. Now the production of CFC is stopped. We discussed the first threat, one of the in our chapter, first threat to the environment, that is ozone depletion. Then we are going to discuss another threat to the environment, managing the garbage we produce. Managing garbage. Management of garbage. It's a serious issue nowadays. How to manage these waste products is a serious issue. We can see a dumping of waste product or garbage in our surrounding. We all are responsible to the accumulation of that garbage or waste product that cause soil pollution, atmosphere pollution, water pollution. Nowadays we hear some other terms regarding with pollution, noise pollution and e-waste. All things have happened because of we couldn't get any idea how to manage this garbage. Each and every day the production of waste is increased. Okay. We already discussed the substances that are classified into biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. I hope you are clear with that terms. Biodegradable substances means that can be broken down by the action of bacteria. Non-biodegradable substances that cannot be broken down by the action of bacteria. We are facing a major threat to the environment, that is how to manage this waste product or garbage. Okay. In your textbook, you have a question. How can you help in reducing the problem of waste disposal? How can you help in reducing the problem of waste disposal? Give any two methods. Two methods. Can you say? You can say. Because we learned all this fact in our previous classes. From the beginning, you studied what is waste, how to manage, but that theory wouldn't act as practical. That is the main problem. So, the next generation, the people responsible for the proper management of waste product. Okay, proper management of waste product. Okay, your question is that how can you help in reducing the problem of waste disposal? How to reduce the problem of waste disposal? We can first one segregate the biodegradable waste from non-biodegradable waste before dumping it. First solution to manage the waste disposal or waste management, that is segregate the biodegradable substances from the non-biodegradable substances before dumping it. Okay, by this way we can collect the biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. Then it can move to the proper waste management. Okay. Second one, remove all materials which can be recycled from the dump. Remove all materials which can be recycled. In waste product or the dump of waste, we can collect so many recycled materials. That is paper, glass, metals. All these items can be recycled. By that way, we can manage or reducing the waste disposal. Okay, first way we can segregate the biodegradable substances from the non-biodegradable substances before dumping it. Okay, second one, remove all materials which can be used as recycling. Recycling is one of the important action or important remedies to manage waste disposal. Okay, remove all materials which can be recycled and send it for recycling. Example: paper, glass, metal, rubber, etc. Okay. Now we are discuss two important threats to the environment. First one, the depletion of ozone layer, and we have discussed how ozone produce and how they affect their merit and demerit to the environment. And second, we discussed management of garbage. Nowadays we are facing one of the serious how to manage garbage we produce. What are the way? How to manage our garbage. Okay. This is the end of our new chapter, that is our environment. This is a very simple chapter. Everyone can answer the topic, answer the questions that come from this lesson. Generally, this is a general subject, general topic, not specifically biology. This is a general subject, and from this lesson we learn some social responsibilities. That is, we all are responsible to conserve our nature. During the pandemic season, we should concern more. We should give concern to the environment. Okay, you are the future generation. That is our environment. If whatever happened to the environment, that will affect ourselves very soon. Don't forget that fact. Okay, then here are some activities for you. Activity 15.6, that is use the library or internet to find out more about biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. Use the library or internet to find out more about biodegradable substances and non-biodegradable substances. We know that what is biodegradable substances and what is non-biodegradable substances. So you should collect more data regarding with the biodegradable and non-biodegradable. Then, how long are various non-biodegradable substances expected to last in our environment? The degradation of biodegradable, how long are various non-biodegradable substances? We can't predict how long biodegradable substances exist in our nature. It may take many years. Then, these days, new type of plastic which are used said to be biodegradable are available. Fine. These days, new type of plastic are available, are said to be biodegradable, are available. Okay. Find out more about such material and whether they do or do not harm the environment. Nowadays, biodegradable plastics are available and you must do one thing. Okay. You should observe or you should collect the data about how these plastic affect the environment or they are good or harm. Okay. You can do these activities because you would learn about this fact. Okay, in this chapter we learned that it's a very simple chapter. Hope you all will learn this chapter and score maximum mark from this chapter. Many of your chapters are topics are deleted by CBSE because of COVID-19 pandemic. I think you are heard that news and you have an idea what are the deleted topic from your syllabus. Okay. So chapter 7 control and coordination is completely deleted, and chapter 9 hereditary and evolution. You should learn hereditary only. The basic concept of evolution is completely deleted. Then our environment you should study. Then chapter 16 sustainable management of natural resources is only for internal assessment. Okay, now you cover your biology lessons. So students, keep learning, have fun, see you soon.